Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to League 1, Season 15, Week 13. We've got one game for you this evening. It is Wake Forest at number 1 Syracuse University. The Carrier Dome is the site of tonight's game. We're going to take a quick look at the Demon Deacons with the help of the head coach of the Syracuse Orange, Coach Spector. So we'll quickly find out what they can do and get kicked off. Coach.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to another exciting edition of League 1 action. Tonight, the Demon Deacons pay their visit to Syracuse. This is a team who defeated the Syracuse Orange a few seasons ago. It can best be described as a trap game. They're led by senior quarterback Jamie Newman, an 87 overall, who does everything well except for one thing, and that is interceptions. He does have a potential to turn the ball over, although otherwise he is highly successful in passing and in rushing as well. Their halfback, Akeem Bird, an 88 overall, very quick, ripping off almost 100 yards a game, not very involved in the passing game, but certainly a weapon on the ground, somebody who they will utilize. A balanced offense, whose best player is one of the best players in the country, Greg Dortch the Torch, now a 99 redshirt senior. He has been a menace to Syracuse the last 2 or 3 seasons we've played them. He is going to be the focus of our defense. He is phenomenal. He makes plays. He can beat us deep. He can beat us short. He will be the player we're keying on for all 60 minutes. Jones, Evans, and Johnson get very little yardage out of the 4-wide set. It's all focused on Dortch, except for what they give to Dwayne Johnson. Johnson is getting about 50 yards a game at the tight end position. That's a significant amount. Definitely their second receiving option, and somebody that we're going to have to keep an eye on because we're going to be focusing so heavily on Dortch. Offensive line, slightly above average, an 81 left tackle, an 81 junior left guard, an 88 sophomore center, an 84 right guard, and an 82 senior who's on a hot streak at right tackle. Defensive line, Carlos Basham Jr., an 88, a very good run-stopping left end, and Mike Allen out with an injury. He will not be playing. Thomas James will take his place as a 78 right end. That could be a vulnerability. Linebacking core, after the defensive tackles somewhat solid. Nothing spectacular, though. The linebacking core, quick, if unspectacular otherwise. 82, 80, and 82, but with some athleticism there, could be overcoming some of their ratings deficiencies. Speaking of quickness, the secondary is loaded with it. The 3 top corners, 96, 95, 93 speed. We won't be looking to beat these guys deep. Instead, it'll be a lot of underneath stuff, taking advantage of that front 7. An 82 junior free safety and an 85 senior strong safety round out a solid secondary, the strength of their defense. Offensively, it'll be Dortch, and more Dortch. Defensively, watch out for the secondary. Good kicker, horrible punter. Without any further ado, we will get set for this trap game and turn it back over to the voice of Syracuse football, Coach Ninja.
Thank you, Coach. The Demon Deacons, a tough team to play specifically because they want to play a fast game. At the moment, they've got Dortch to play a fast game, and they've got the secondary, the defense, that is specifically tailored to play the kind of defense where the other team is keeping up. And that's why they tend to punch above their weight, and as you can see, they are 91, 93, 88 in their ratings. And as I said, they punch above their weight because there's a cohesiveness to the way and the things that they do on both sides of the ball that complement each other. Well, good evening, Freddie and Leon. You know what? I'm really sorry to hear that because I know that you an hour and 40 minutes ago you asked me, "Hey, when's the game? Do I have time to get a pizza?" And you still don't have a pizza? Like that's really mean.
When you apologized to him, I thought he was out of garlic.
No. Coach Spector was saying he thought you were out of garlic when I apologized, but no, I feel bad if you don't. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Hour and 40 minutes when you've attempted to order a pizza, that's too long.
Make a decision.
Well, no. He ordered it an hour and 40 minutes ago. That's the problem. Wake Forest. Let's see. They're not. They have less than 500 record, and we understand then why they're not rated above 50th in any rating in the country. But looking at where they are, yards per game, passing offense, rushing offense, like we understand why they're almost at 500. Those are really decent ratings. Holy crap. Okay, I have to tell you this before you start your game. He called 4 different pizza places, and he had spent 40 minutes trying and failing to get the first pizza place, and he's now tried 4 places. So what I suggest for you, Leon, is maybe tonight you're having Chinese. On the other hand, Syracuse, number 1 in the country in points per game, yards per game, and rushing defense. Rushing defense really sort of a result of the first 2, but that rushing game at 318 for the second in the country is fantastic. Tommy Tanuvasa, of course, leading the way. 2,190 yards on the ground, 2,701 yards through the air, 68 total touchdowns, and he has Mo Neal, 99 overall, and Adrian Anoisi, 99 overall, complimenting him in both phases of those games. On the other side, as you see, we have Greg Dortch the Torch, the leader of the Wake Forest team, and Bird and Basham Jr. The compliments, although they are not nearly as good. All right, let me see if I can adjust. Is that better?
Situation where this team is going to give this thing back. That's going to do it for us here on the pregame show. NCAA Football 14 action coming at you right now. Fred Nessler and Kirk Herbstreit.
One of the most storied legacies in the history of college football.
I started my coaching career, I had a dream. And every decision that I made, that I will be the head football coach at Syracuse University. Undefeated, untied.
1959 national champions.
Syracuse has scored an undefeated season, and the team carries Ben Schwartzwalder off the field.
It's going to be the greatest victory that you kids have ever had.
Dozens of the most prolific and impactful players in the game. The first African American to win the Heisman Trophy. 6 members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 53 All-America selections.
We need to make this place the hardest place to play in the country. We need you. We need everyone. This is our state, our town, our team, and we gotta win now. Go Orange!
Spanning more than 10 successful seasons and covering the country from California, Ohio, North Carolina, and Virginia. This is League 1 NCAA football.
Don't you let anyone steal history away from you.
Since 1889, this is Syracuse football.
All right. Hofrichter, as usual, putting it out the end of the end zone. We see a shotgun spread with a halfback on the weak side, and Dwayne Johnson, the tight end, gets an 8-yard reception to begin the game. And the Deacons go to the hurry up. Bird in the backfield, still on the left. The Deacons are on the right hash. Evans comes from the left slot, and he breaks a couple of tackles. In fact, hurdles his own guy, and it's a touchdown saving tackle there by, looks like, Green. And the Deacons continue the hurry up after the big gain. Halfback behind center, Green rushes the quarterback, and Greg Dortch gets a 6-yard reception coming left to right. Continuing shotgun spread, halfback weak. 4 wide receivers, Bird in the backfield. They hand off to Bird, and it's a 3-yard loss to make it 3rd and 7. Bird and Blout in the backfield on 3rd and 7. It's a screen play to Bird, and Green chases him down. It's a great read on 3rd and down. Sorry, 3rd and 7 to prevent the conversion, and we're going to see a kick here from the Deacons. I'm glad you could figure out the typo, Kyle. Thanks for joining us. Don't tell me. Wake kicking off now, and it's shallow in the end zone to Schumacher, who takes it out. He goes to the left side of the field, and there's great blocking. He's around the players, and he's going to go all the way. That was phenomenal. That was just fantastic blocking.
I don't even know if pancake's the right word.
Just decking people. Grabs the guy on the second level. That was incredible blocking. He got 2 men on that left side and gave Schumacher a huge lane. That, my friend, is team racing. All the way indeed, Kaz. Thanks for joining us. It's a quick one here as the kickoff, the first kickoff that Syracuse receives in the game goes for a touchdown. And all of a sudden we're right back at Wake Forest having the ball with a Hofrichter kickoff. Wake's second possession of the game. We are 1 minute and 48 seconds into the game, and it's been a quick one here on both sides of the ball. Two backs in the backfield now, 3 wide receivers, no tight ends. And Newman makes his first incompletion of the game. It looked like he got it out in time after confusion on play action. But the coverage on the receiver was close enough to give a hard time. It's now Bird solo in the backfield. Green dives at the feet, and it is a reception by Johnson, the tight end, but he's tackled immediately for 5, and they hurry up to 3rd and 5. Newman drops back, and once again throws short, this time to Jay Evans. It's 3 yards, and it's going to be a 3 and out. Schumacher underneath it. He gets it about the 35-yard line, maybe the 30, I can't tell. 36 is where they say it's returned to. And now Syracuse, the offense, with Tommy Tanuvasa, comes out for the first time this game. It's a pass to Lofton. He makes a juke move to get into the second level. That's 25 yards and a 3-yard drag. That was a fantastic juke to get the overcommitted defender. 2 overcommitted defenders. First down in enemy territory for the Orange. Tanuvasa with 7 yards on the quarterback keeper from the read option. Shotgun ace, 4 down linemen for the defense. Lofton comes in motion from the left slot, moving to the right. Ooh. I don't know what that was. I'm astonished. They appear to call it incomplete. Because, let's be honest, that was a dropped fumble. So, the Orange got away with one there, as we see the shotgun split big. Metcalf out of the backfield, 1-yard catch on 3rd down when it's 4th and 3. They're on the 32-yard line. And they send Hofrichter onto the field for the 49-yard kick just left of the right hash. And Hofrichter puts it right down the middle for points. Thank you, Coach Sumac. I know that the head coach is going to be happy to have your well wishes as we see the pistol full house here. And it misses a couple tackles. Arkeen Bird gets 5 yards. And hurry up to 2nd and 5 from the Deacons. Moore this time over the middle. He breaks a tackle and he's got all the space in the world. That's going to tie the game for David Moore on a 75-yard reception to the second halfback. And Wake kicks off to Syracuse once again. Allworth this time in the end zone, and he's going to take it out. And he's going to break to the sideline, and he's got good blocking as well. The question is he going to make it all the way as well? The second touchdown of the game for the Orange, and the second returned kickoff for a touchdown.
Everyone I see just walks the walk with gritted teeth, but I just stand by and I wait by time they say you gotta toe the line. They want the water, not the wine, but when I see the signs, I'll jump on that lightning bolt.
He makes the PAT.
We've had 27 points. It's been 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Hoffrichter into the wind in the Carrier Dome. Forces the knee. Bird, right of the quarterback, 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. Newman throws to Bird 4 yards. And the Deacons like their no huddle. They're on the right hash now, and Bird is on the left side of the quarterback. They fake the handoff. Evans catches the ball short of first down and is tackled a few yards after its 11-yard catch. Now on the left hash, Bird right of the quarterback. Still 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. This time it's a handoff to Bird, and he gets a 7-yard gain up the middle. Owen on the in route, 8-yard gain and first down. The Demon Deacons now in orange territory. Shotgun spread. It goes to Bird in the flat. He breaks 1 tackle and 3 defenders close on him to tackle him after the 4-yard gain. Hit as he throws. Owen catches the 1-yard reception. It's now 3rd and 4. Touchdown saving tackle. Greg Dortch tackled at the 1-yard line. The offense caught the defense with the wrong play call, and they burned him hard. 1st and goal now from the 1. It's a pitch, and Bird breaks the tackle, gets it over the line, and once again, tie ball game between the Orange and the Demon Deacons. One minute 30 remaining in the first. Allworth to the back of the end zone. He takes the knee this time. Tommy Tandavasa returns to the field, split big in the shotgun. It's quarterback keeper this time. He gets into space. He's got two men trailing him. Question is he gets a 56-yard run on 1st and 10 from his own 25. That, my friend, is the QB wrap out of the shotgun split big, and I will tell you, it be money. As Tommy Tanuvasa on the play action doesn't like his receivers and runs the ball, and he breaks 6,000 yards for the season. What team is in town, Leon? 1st and goal now from the 4. This is a shotgun. An eye tight. Tanuvasa has to run around, and he's chased the whole way to 3 yards in the touchdown. I mean, it's major for Ohio. So, I should tell you, Leon has discovered why he can't get pizza. The Bengals are in town. Their training camp is in his town. Them and everybody who's there to watch. I mean, on the one hand, I agree that I don't think that the Bengals are really that major of a team. But on the other hand, I will say the Bengals are actually up-and-comers at the moment. They've got a pretty good roster, and they could threaten, as Moore is tackled in the flat for 4 yards. Oh, of course, yeah. If they're running a youth camp and doing training, you've got to believe that, well, the half of Ohio that isn't at the Browns practice is at the Bengals practice. So, Coach Bechter was actually telling me earlier today about the guy on the Browns, the guy who returned a kick for a touchdown last night, who apparently lied his way into a practice after failing to walk on for any college team, and now he played in an NFL preseason game and returned a punt for a touchdown. I don't disagree with you, Chaos. I looking at them last year, I thought they were dangerous. As we can see, another instance of Wake Forest muscling through, and there was a fumble, but it is recovered by Javonte Walsh. I mean, let's be honest. They looked good last year. They drafted well before last year, and they added weapons. When you say you told everyone 2 years ago they'd be a playoff team in 2 years, I believe that's a plausible statement you could have made, because it would have been a reasonable thing to take a flyer on 2 years ago for various definitions of 2 years. So we now have 2nd and 13 after the loss of 3. Bird goes out into the slot. Newman hit as he throws, but he gets it to Jones, who gets 5 yards. It's now 3rd and 8. Jay Evans with the 3-yard catch, clearly a check down as the legs are coming out from under Jamie Newman as he throws the ball. It's short, and it's going to be 4th and 3 from the 46. They're going to put the punt formation on the field.
inside the 10.
The ball bounces into the end zone, and Syracuse quite happy to take it. They're ahead 24-17. They're going to start with the ball on the own 20-yard line. Evening, Germany. It's a pleasure to have you. In case you've missed it, this is the 13th week of Season 15. Syracuse are number 1 in the country, and they're playing Wake Forest, a trap game if there ever was one. Wake Forest with a high-power offense through Dortch, the tight end, and their quarterback, and a fantastic secondary. They play fast, they play no huddle, and they play you got to keep up. Tanuvasa keeps the ball in the shotgun split big, gets 2 yards. Second and 8, and we see a shotgun spread flex from the orange. 4 down lineman. It's a handoff to Neal. He leans forward into the hit from the safety. He gets 6 yards. It's going to be 3rd and short. Five wide receivers for 3rd and 2. A dime from the defense. Lofton on the drag breaks the tackle, and the broken tackle not only gets him the first down, but another 20 yards when he runs downfield in great blocking. Just the Red Seas parted there to turn that from a 2 that was iffy about the first to 22. First and 10 in the eye now from the left hash. 6 minutes to go in the second. Mo Neal gets 2 yards. This is a normal halfback week now on the left hash. Tanuvasa scrambles deep, runs to the far sideline, and he cuts that corner for exactly a first down. He was being chased by a pack of Deacons there. Only made the first down because he had all that space on the field. The split big, and Tanuvasa keeps it again. He gets around the outside, but there's too many free defenders. They bottle him up after 3.
Here's the 8th play of the series.
Tanuvasa under center, no tight ends this time. And the halfback doesn't turn to make the catch. The defender gets a hand on the deflection. It's 3rd and 7. Third and 7 now from the 25-yard line. Tanuvasa under center. He's got all sorts of green space, and it's 13 yards when the coverage was good, but the space was open for the scramble. 1st and 10 now from the 12. They come out in the shotgun split big again. 4 down linemen, but a lot of men in the box. Tanuvasa goes to Metcalf on the angle route. It's 3 yards and a tackle immediately. Tanuvasa pitches it to Neal, and it's a 1-yard gain on second down. It's going to be 3rd and 6. It's a shotgun normal here. The tight end and the halfback are to the right of the quarterback. Tanuvasa fades right, and Bavaro for 8 yards and a touch. Hofrichter goes deep, and Wake Forest now has the ball. They're down 17-31. They've got 3 minutes and 26 seconds. They've got 3 timeouts, and they're on their own 25-yard line. Green again hits as he throws, but the short gain moves the ball forward. It's now 2nd and 3. Jamie Newman, 18 of 20. It's a handoff to Bird. He sheds a tackle and gets across the line. And they continue with a no huddle. Johnson on the sideline this time. 70 yards for the Rock. And another reception by Dwayne Johnson on a miracle by Jamie Newman as he threw the ball. As he was hit, he just lobbed it. Newman this time with the 2-yard rush as he's thrown forward by the sack. They call it a 2-yard gain. The quick screen, and it's off target as it's out of reach of the receiver. 3rd and 8 now. They attempt to fake out the defense by giving it to Bird. It doesn't work as it loses 2 yards, and it's 4th and 9 from the 50, and forces another punt. And the Orange let it go into the end zone.
Syracuse offense is just clicking on all cylinders for me right now. It's everything they planned for, and it's all working.
Everything is coming together for this offense. They seem to be getting it badly with each series. And this game started, and this team was wondering if they were going to be able to move the ball against this defense. And I think right now,
Although those statistics neglect the 2 touchdowns and 160 yards by the 2 returners, as Bavaro gets a fantastic 25-yard reception on the tight end corner route. A gentle throw on the run from Tanuvasa into space. As we now see a shotgun normal. Sorry, looks like, yeah, shotgun normal, sorry. Tanuvasa scrambles into space. Tackled after 4 yards. It's a 3-yard gain as Tanuvasa ditches a defender at the sideline by making the cut. It's 3rd and 3. Neal in the slot, and he catches the drag for 9 yards, and it gets the 3rd down and moves the ball. No huddle from the Orange. Tanuvasa scrambles out. He's tackled in space after a 2-yard gain, and Syracuse calls a timeout. Bavaro this time, 18 yards and out of bounds. The throw on the run from Tanuvasa. Minute 14 from the 19-yard line. Syracuse has 2 timeouts. They're up 31-17. From the right hash now. The Orange audible. Tanuvasa scrambles. He's waiting for it. He goes upfield himself and slides after 11. Wow, Rutgers got butt fucked. 49-3. Maryland. Tanuvasa under center on the 9. Scrambles out. He's looking for it. It's not there. He throws it away. Stops the clock at 55 seconds. That's true. Maryland underrated this year in part because, well, they play in the Big Ten East. It's difficult. It's top 3 divisions in the country. Indeed, as we now see a shotgun normal. Tanuvasa looking, doesn't see it. Circles around in space to gain something. It's 3rd and goal as Tanuvasa is resting on the dirt underneath a defender who refuses to get up. It's the 4-yard line for Syracuse now. Syracuse taking their time milking the clock on 3rd and goal. They're bringing it under 20 seconds. And they call a timeout with 11 seconds. 3rd and goal now from the 4. Looking to not give Wake Forest an attempt at anything before the half. I will admit a surprising turn of events, as you usually expect Syracuse to attempt the touchdown as quickly as possible and get the ball on, a stop on defense. Bavaro coming from right to left, catches it short and moves around the defender. A great play in short yardage. With 7 seconds, they put it out the back of the end zone, and the Deacons are going to get one shot at this.
If you split with more than 4, they get a fight off.
Yeah.
They can get into the end zone.
It's still only the second quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I've got to say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout.
Akeem Byrd gets a 15-yard gain on the run. It's going to be 2 seconds. When Wake snaps the ball, they'll see what they can get. And it's a sack on Jamie Newman.
Syracuse leads 38-17.
We played 30 minutes. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. David Pollack and I here in the studio to break down everything that just happened in your game. Sometimes it's great to think outside the box, and I applaud both of these defensive coordinators for thinking differently. Clearly their plan, David, was to let the opposing offense run up and down the field until they got really tired.
Yeah, Reese, that's your favorite term. That's hot garbage. They got to do something different. It was discouraging to watch. You always talk about the body is willing, or the mind is willing, is the body capable. How does that saying go?
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
The spirit. Okay, do you hear that saying? The spirit is willing and the flesh is weak. I think everything about their flesh was weak. That was pathetic. No, thank you. If you're gonna do that again, don't even show up in your pads.
David's ready to get back on that couch, get the remote, get all the games dialed up to watch what's going on around the country. Time to get you back for your second half. Brad and Kirk, ready to go.
We'll be back with some halftime stats in just a moment. Well, how are the Saints doing, Chaos? That is the question then. And actually, I don't know who they're playing. So the score is 38-17 at the half. The first downs are 11-8 in Syracuse's favor. But Wake Forest has a 4-yard advantage in total offense. Now, On the ground, the rushing yards are clearly in Syracuse's favor, as they have 151 yards rushing at the half to 20. Although both teams have a rushing touchdown. Through the air, 250 yards passing to 115. Wake Forest is 20 out of 23, and Syracuse is 9 out of 12. Very different in third down conversion percentage, where Wake Forest is 33% and Syracuse is 83%. Both teams 100% in the red zone, with no turnovers so far this game, and the time of possession fairly even. Looking at some player stats, Tommy Tanuvasa, 9 for 12 for 115, 2 touchdowns. It's a 75% rating and a 12.7 yard average. That gives him a quarterback rating of 210.5. Jamie Newman is 20 for 23 for 250 yards with 1 touchdown. That is an 86 percentage, but it's a 12.5 yard average, which is slightly lower, and he gets a rating of 192.6. On the ground, Bird has 29 yards on 7 attempts, and Newman has lost 9 yards on 3. Syracuse, on the other hand, has Tanuvasa as the leading rusher by far, with 14 attempts for 142 yards, getting a significant 10.1 yard average. Through the air, the leading receiver for Syracuse is Bavaro with 4 receptions for 55 yards. Lofton not too far behind at 2 for 47. On the other side of the ball, Wake Forest, Jay Evans leads the way with 5 for 64. Dave Moore has 2 for 74 as the total leader, but with only 2 receptions. He hasn't been gone too much. Johnson and Bird and Dortch each have a good combination of receptions and yards. And with that, we will prepare to get kicked off for the third quarter. Lance Allworth pushed out of bounds after a 47-yard return. Syracuse is going to start with the ball in their own 43. Tommy Tanuvasa keeps the ball in the split big, goes straight up the middle, and gets 12. And now the Orange once again in Demon Deacon territory. That's a handoff to Mo Neal for 4 on first down, the 2nd and 6. Great job by Mo Neal to hang on to the ball to make it 3rd and inches, coming out of the backfield on the angle route. Tanuvasa scrambling, space, waits. Lofton catches it at, let's call it the half-yard line. First and goal now from the 1.
So after the big pass play, we have a first and goal.
We have a heavy set here. It's a passing play as Tanuvasa scrambles out. Bavaro, left to right, catches it, but has to come out of the end zone to get it, and he's got the space and time to bring it back in for the score.
By the power of Grayskull. Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret. And they can forget about returning this one. Syracuse coaches just got to be happy. I'd love to coach a kid like this.
Oh, I think these coaches love to coach a guy like this, and another great performance by him individually and his offense.
Not a whole lot's been working for them so far.
A minute and 33 into the third, and Wake Forest is down by 28 points. We'll see what Newman can do. He throws to Bird out in the flat. There's a flag on the play. And that's the first roughing the passer call of the day. The defense has been hitting the quarterback as he throws, and that's the first time the refs have said it was too late. Troy Henderson Jr., the middle linebacker, gets his hand in, makes sure the ball is deflected. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now. Wake Forest on their own 40. And Scoop Bradshaw this time with the hand in on the corner route. Makes a deflection. It's going to be 3rd and 10. The pass is complete, but it's kept short. It's going to be 4th and 2 in their own territory, and Wake Forest is going to punt once again. Schumacher's underneath it, catches it this time. Gets a 13-yard return. Tommy Tanuvasa now under center. This is the shotgun ace. There's 2 tight ends and a single halfback. Lofton coming in motion from left to right. The pitch is out to Lofton. He gets a 3-yard gain as the corner sticks to him. It's 2nd and 7 now. Tanuvasa waits for Neal to make the cut and gets 9 yards to Neal out of the backfield. Tanuvasa under center now in the eye. Handoff to Neal, makes the run. It's a 4-yard gain to 2nd and 6. Six yards short of first down and 7 yards short of enemy territory as they come out of the huddle. Tenuvasa scrambles out on play action. Gets a 7-yard gain. And out of bounds. It's the 50-yard line now. Tenuvasa and the Orange come out in the flex bone. And it's a pass to Neal. It's an 8-yard catch. Tyrell Richards, the fullback, gets the 3 yards for the first down. I understand the sentiment, Chaos. I'm just looking forward to having my own Tenuvasa as Tenuvasa gets tackled for a 3-yard loss when the defense reads on the quarterback keeper. Or should I say that was an offensive lineman who lost his blocker there. Let's be honest, it's not the read. Tenuvasa is very, very good. Tenuvasa is exactly what Syracuse was looking for. They put a lot of work into finding him. And I will tell you, if they had to nerf Tenuvasa, they'd have to nerf Peter Moss, the quarterback I recruited this year, and I wouldn't be happy about it. Tenuvasa under center on 2nd and 13, Lofton on the drag. And he gets 11 of those 13 yards back to make it 3rd and 3. That said, Tenuvasa is good, but Tenuvasa isn't quite Vincent Vega. And I will tell you from personal experience, Vincent Vega is beatable. 3rd and 3 now as Tenuvasa's under center in the eye. Doesn't like the looks. He's got space. And that wasn't Tenuvasa. That was a play call that had green space downfield that made the first down.
Tenuvasa's doesn't have the undefeated record. He's got much better numbers than Vega. I looked at it the other day. I loaded up the League 1.
First and 10, ball on the 21-yard line. They come out in a 5-wide set.
Lance Allworth is wide open 21 yards downfield for the touchdown, and that was just busted coverage as Tenuvasa had time in the pocket, and Lance Allworth made one move to be open. Frichter puts his leg through it. And it goes over the stanchion for the Rogue. Four wide receivers, Bird in the backfield. He's to the right of the quarterback. It is a handoff to Bird. He gets hit from behind and stopped for a loss of 2. The pass rush is also closing on Bird, as the momentum is clearly all in the Orange's favor. It's 2nd and 12 now on the left hash. Bird left of the quarterback. Newman with a little bit of time. Evans has the space. He gets tackled after a 14-yard gain. And Green into the backfield for a sack. Newman with time in the pocket, and he throws it. Bailey is just right in front, and that is a huge interception. There's a flag on the play. All right, and that's a face mask on the tackle. The turnover stands. Bavaro, 11 yards, out of bounds. He's 6 for 67 and 3 touchdowns.
Riskier passes sometimes.
Five wide here out of the shotgun. And Bavaro with the double move, and hits his 4th touchdown of the game.
Do it now. Let's go.
This one's been entertaining us all day long. And for Virginia, a win today would be 10 for the season. The Cavaliers have the lead by 23, midway through the 4th quarter.
Reese, we're not going to have an exciting finish here, I can tell you that. They line up to kick this one away. And he got all of this one. Great kick.
Taylor takes the knee.
You know, you hear a lot of coaches talk about a ball hawk. Well, this is a classic example of a young man that just has a feel, who always seems to be able to make plays for this defense. It's getting to the point now where it's just men against boys. This offensive line can almost try to do anything that they want. The thing I always say is that when you're on recess and you're in 8th grade, and
this is a shotgun spread, and Newman is sacked for a loss of 6. Arkeem Bird, 3-yard gain, and it's 3rd and very long. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. It is 59-17. Tight end motions from left to right. It's a screenplay. It's read incredibly well, and it's a 5-yard loss. 4th and 19 now. Schumacher with a 4-yard return, but that gets him 3 yards into Demon Deacon territory. Excellent field position once again for the Orange. Mo Neal with a fantastic run. He cuts just outside the left tackle and gets 5 yards.
From the 42-yard line, 2nd down. Syracuse looking to build on this commanding lead here.
And it's another handoff to Neal. He gets a 3-yard gain to make it 3rd and 2. And Mo Neal runs up the gut, and they say that crossed the plane. It's 1st and 10. And Bavaro gets 16 yards and steps out of bounds after Tanuvasa makes a throw on the run for the play action. And now 5 wide receivers just outside the red zone. Neal, drag route, gets 9 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Going to be the 12-yard line. Tanuvasa's under center in the eye. He fakes the handoff. He scrambles out. And Bavaro has space in the end zone for another touchdown.
It'll be interesting to see how much fight this team has left in them. This has been a brutal game.
Wake Forest. Newman in the pocket. He's got a scramble. Henderson Jr. forces him down after a 1-yard gain. Again, Newman's in the pocket. He gets hit, but dodges. That's a 14-yard gain this time. They've got 2 backs this time, 3 wide receivers. And Newman gets sacked in the pocket. Jay Evans with 11 yards after getting the hell out of Dodge. It's 3rd and 6 now. Jones 10 yards between 2 receivers. 2 defenders, I'm sorry. And Dortch with a fantastic leaping catch gets 15 yards to move the ball downfield. And the defense calls a timeout. Bird out of the backfield for 5 yards. Moves it to 2nd and 5. Dwayne Johnson this time, 20 yards over the middle. And it's 1st and goal now for the Demon Deacons for the first time in a while. Bird gets hit in the backfield, but he muscles through for the touchdown. And I believe that's the Demon Deacons' first points since the first quarter. But halfway through the fourth, they are down 66-24. And they attempt the onside kick. Goes to Mo Neal. He gets a hand on it. And he moves it a few yards forward and goes down. And once again, the Orange starting in enemy territory. 5 wide receivers here. Tanuvasa scrambles out. Here's lots of space in the flat. Lofton, spin move, 41 yards, and into the red zone. Lofton on the drag has to come back for it. It's a 2-yard gain. It's 2nd and goal now from the 1. And Lofton this time on the 5-yard out has lots of space right in the middle of the end zone, catches the ball, and that's a touch.
They answered the bell and scored a touchdown. Can they do that now a second time?
3:14 left to go. Wake Forest with another shot. Bird dodges a tackler, but dodges 2. It's the 3rd one that comes down and stops him after a 9-yard gain. And this time the ball just gets thrown out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd and 1. It's an ace. Liverpool comes from left to right. Handoff is to Bird. And he gets stopped short. It's going to force another punt by Wake Forest.
has been working for this team today, Brad. It seems like every time someone touches the ball, they make a big play.
That, my friends, is something you don't see very often. That was a punt return for a touchdown by anybody, but Schumacher with great moves to get around the defense for the touchdown.
And it's given his receivers a chance to make the play and get upfield.
Both teams are playing out the stretch here. You want to get experience for guys who normally don't get in the game. Just over 2 minutes in the game.
2 minutes, 16 seconds. Newman in the pocket. Dwayne Johnson, 13 yards, tackled between two defenders immediately. Way to hang on for the receiver there as he gets tackled out of bounds. It's 2nd and 4. I'm surprised they counted it because it didn't look like his feet touched the ground. This time Newman gets jumpy and throws the ball out of bounds.
So it's 3rd down now, and they're going to need about 4.
The Rock Johnson, 4 yards out of bounds on the quick pass. Motion from the left slot to the right tight end, Akeem Byrd, 3 yards and tackled. No huddle. Johnson on the left, Byrd on the right. And it's a screen, and it's a loss of 4 to 3rd and 10. And Green comes through for a sack, and it's a timeout as Syracuse wants to preserve the clock at 1:02 seconds at 4th and 17, having forced the punt. Schumacher is underneath it. He's attempting to run into space, and there's a flag on the play. And they call it clipping, the bane of any returner's existence. It puts Syracuse on their own 27 with 51 seconds and 1 timeout. Five wide receivers for Tanuvasa. He scrambles out. He's looking for it. He throws it into space. Lofton in the middle of Green. And it's called a fumble on the field, but it looks like it might have been down. We'll see what happens. I mean, let's see. When does that ball come out? That knee is down. and the call of the timeout means no challenge. That's rough. Oh, we're seeing the automatic review now, thankfully. And it is reversed. That's a big difference. It doesn't save the timeout, but it rescues the situation. For Syracuse, they've got 43 seconds and 22 yards to go. But no timeouts. And Masterson comes over the middle for a pick. He switches off, and that's a fantastic job. He was right there near the lane. That's just an athletic play with 38 seconds left to go in the game. And Newman gets sacked back for 8 yards. Evans 17 yards, but it's inches short with 12 seconds to go on a live clock. And hit as he throws, but that's the end of the game. Thank you for joining us for Wake Forest at Syracuse. It was a game that was dominant by Tommy Tanuvasa through the air and on the ground. And a game where the defense played bend but don't break. Wake Forest got a lot of yards through a lot of quarters but did not turn those into points. And that's a big difference. And that's a big reason why Syracuse continues to be the #1 team in the country. In addition to those, Schumacher's kickoff return and Allworth's kickoff return and punt return for a touchdown. Thank you for joining us. You can catch us again next week, same bat time, similar bat time, same bat channel. We kick off between 8 and 8:45 on Friday nights. We will have 2 games for you next week, one of which is Syracuse at NC State. The other is Navy at Southern Miss. We're going to double check that for you right now, real quick. As you can see on this score, Northwestern is for real. Stanford's a damn good team. Yeah, no kidding. Northwestern is for real. They are on fire and for real. I would love to be taking Northwestern. I would love that school. As you can see, yes, Week 14, Southern Miss at Navy, Syracuse at NC State. You can catch that 8 o'clock-ish next week. Thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend, and as Coach Spector says, kick its ass.